You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV Network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith Johnson.
From the AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AfterBuzz TV's South Park After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AfterBuzz TV's South Park After Show.
Sup, listeners? Bing is for doing, and we're here doing another South Park little podcast for you for Season 16, Episode 6, entitled, I Should Never Have Gone Ziplining. So let me introduce myself and my lovely new co-host.
Thank you.
Miss Kyra Batte.
Yes, very good. You got my name perfect.
I mean, I do what I can.
Yeah, you're good.
I am John Barrett, here, as always. Jack Waz, again, is out with some sort of mysterious emergency. He's probably saving children from a burning bus.
Yes, and animals and orphans. And
yeah, he's really good about that stuff. Really, really good. Anyway, before I start talking about how great Jack is again, let's get into this episode of South Park, folks.
Real quick before you jump all into that South Park episode, I just wanted to remind and encourage everybody on our iTunes page, our YouTube. We love the comments and the ratings. One of the comments was, you know what? Jack does a great job. John does a great job. Phil, but let's bring in a pretty girl. Let's bring a pretty girl who loves South Park. And, you know, Kyra, you're kind of the one. So there you go.
Thank you. I don't know about pretty, but I do love South Park. I've seen like every episode known to mankind.
There you go. And in the same idea of what I'm saying is we definitely want you to tell your friends about AfterBuzz. We want you to, you know, comment, rate our iTunes shows. You know, we do a lot for you here at AfterBuzz. We give you like 40, 50 shows a week. So we just want you to kind of do us that solid back. You know what I mean, Mr. John?
That's right. Rate and comment, because God knows that takes like a click of a mouse.
Right.
And I know I do like 75 hours a week planning this show.
Yeah.
And
just 75?
Yeah.
I do 80 for mine.
I really I've been slacking, I'm going to be honest with you. But I know most of the people here in AfterBuzz put in hundreds of thousands of hours a week each. They do so much work that they take more time than there is. And they should be commended, and you should all comment and rate our iTunes.
Please rate nicely, though. Press a thumbs up if you can, but, you know, be honest.
Like us. And also, I hope Mr. Internet Commenter is happy that we listened to him and brought on a pretty girl.
Oh, well, thank you.
That's the power of the Internet. We got Betty White on SNL and a pretty girl on our South Park podcast. So, this week's episode of South Park starts a little bit bizarrely, straight up as a parody of the reality show I Shouldn't Be Alive.
Absolutely.
I don't know if our listeners are particularly familiar with this show, but it's basically stories of people who shouldn't be alive for basically a list of reasons. The first is generally that they're stupid and decided to do a stupid thing. The second is that those stupid things are generally pretty dangerous. And then the third is that that stupid, dangerous thing went wrong. A lot of them are like canoeing down the Nile. I saw one where there was a guy canoeing down the Nile and he got just almost completely annihilated by a hippo.
By a hippo?
They're incredibly violent.
I didn't know hippos were in the Nile.
Yeah, and they're really, really, really violent.
Okay, now I gotta see this show. Is it on Spike?
What is it on? It's on, like, Discovery Channel or something.
Of course. Okay.
Yeah, and it's terrific. Especially if you like... there's not much suspense with it because
were doing
they're
something
alive.
stupid. Yeah.
Also, they're alive, so like the story's not going to end with them being dead,
I guess that's good.
which is, you know,
whatever.
nice, but takes the suspense out of it. Anyway, they take this format and they're in that format right away. Like they don't, you know, this is a completely committed to being a reality show. And I should have never gone ziplining is the title of the show that the South Park boys are involved in. And the little opening segment is, you know, cut like I Shouldn't Be Alive is cut.
Absolutely.
Really quick. There's lots of fading in of shots and all that. And like stuff is projected on a weird transparent background, so you can't really tell where it's happening. And so you get these really violent images of the kids screaming, which really upped the stakes from the get-go.
Right? Yeah.
You know? Everything was like, oh man, this is going to be exciting.
I was kind of worried for him.
Yeah, I was a little scared. I was a little scared that I was a little scared that they were going to be in really serious danger.
Which they were.
Eventually. And so, along with that, so they go out on this ziplining adventure because they were bored one day and decided, hey, let's do something exciting. And the first thing that pops into their head is ziplining, which is... Actually, no, I'm sorry, that's incorrect. The first thing that pops into Eric's head, or someone's head, is to go to the pool, and Eric refuses because...
he doesn't look good in a swimsuit, that's why.
Really, it's because he doesn't look good in a swimsuit. But it's also because Kenny has herpes. And as we all know, because everyone has every STD ever, swimming pools are just filled with herpes, and we all can catch them from swimming pools.
Of course.
Obviously.
Think about that for the summer, guys.
Yeah. So don't go into a swimming pool if you don't want to get herpes. If you go into a swimming pool, you're swimming with every pool that pool has had sex with. Just think about that. There's a lot of really gross references to what to the herpes. Cartman is obsessed with the fact that calling it a cold sore makes you a girl.
Now, do you call it a cold sore?
I mean, I call it a cold sore when it's a cold sore. Like, you know, like I don't.
I guess I am a girl. Yeah, I call it a cold sore.
But like,
I've not had one, just for the record. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have any experience with herpes outbreaks, but
that's good.
I'm sure I would call it a cold sore because I'm a fundamentally dishonest man. So they're on this ziplining event. They go to this ziplining thing, and they're again raising the stakes the whole time. It's all presented with that presenter voice, which is just that voice is designed to increase tension. I don't know who that guy is.
It's the same guy every time.
Oh,
Whoever he is, he must be making millions.
Anyway. Oh, definitely. But like, there's something in his voice where he could be talking about anything. For instance, 4 kids going on a boring ziplining adventure, and it would sound terrifying.
That is
because he's narrating it, and there it was. So they're on this ziplining event, and you've been ziplining,
yes,
correct? I have also been ziplining. I did not find it that boring, personally, but like the tour, I was with a tour group, but it was only a tour group of like people I had been in a tour group with already.
Oh, well,
so there was none of that like bullshit like introductions and long story short stuff. But it was in Costa Rica, like right by a volcano, so it was pretty.
Oh, that's
pretty dope. Yeah. What's your ziplining story?
My ziplining story was I was in the Philippines. And so we decided to go ziplining. It was like a family thing. So I didn't have to go with the tour groups.
Oh, that's nice.
God, yes.
Yeah.
But for me, I had hyped it all up thinking, oh yeah, this is my bucket list. I'm going to do something crazy and adventurous. And this is going to go in the books. I'm going to go home back to, I was living in Arizona at the time, telling people about it. And we went so slow.
Yeah, that's the thing.
You think it's going to be all cool and crazy. Like when I was young, I used to go to like Discovery Zone. It's like that little place. And you could go ziplining and like drop in a little ball pin or whatever. And it went really fast. I actually got hurt and cried. I remember when I was like 9 years old or something.
We definitely don't want you to cry and get hurt. My question to you guys on the ziplining, what is the proper zipline gear? Is there zipline gear that you're supposed to wear?
There is, and they did kind of get it, at least from my experience, they got it a little bit wrong in this episode.
How did you do it?
Well, we were like strapped in like a really complex harness that was hooked onto like.
Was it like crotch?
Yeah.
Kind of thing?
Oh yeah.
See, ours was laying down. Like I was Superwoman flying, and I felt so like Avatar.
See, we were like.
See, I feel like in the episode it would have been a lot funnier if they played on that. Did they get a chance to play on the crotch, zip line, uncomfortableness of it all?
Yeah, I mean that's a really funny concept, and that is what it's like. It's really unpleasant. It wouldn't have fit the tone of this episode. It would have been a nice little bit.
Nonetheless, if you need zipline gear, the place to do so is on the AfterBuzzTV.com website. Go to Amazon. We got a little button on the top. You could click onto it, and basically you could buy everything that you want. So if you want to get the zipline gear through Amazon.com, and you're hooked up. How good is that? That's how we're taking care of our AfterBuzz fans right there.
So if we're selling you on this whole wonderful experience of ziplining, I really strongly implore you, because you're on the AfterBuzz website, just like go down to the bottom of the page, click on that little Amazon link, and buy some goddamn ziplining gear.
Yeah. Click on the top banner right there for Amazon.
That's what I meant.
And the funny thing is, maybe you're not going to go ziplining, but maybe you're a big South Park fan and you're like, oh, I want to buy a T-shirt, a little small South Park T-shirt, and give it to our newest host over there, Kyra. Maybe.
Oh my gosh, that was such a good proposal. Please, somebody do that for me.
Somebody do that.
I will wear it next
you see?
time.
See how AfterBuzz and Amazon takes care of you? We do it all.
That's right.
Thank you.
Buy that South Park gear for Kyra.
Yes.
And you will get a shout out in the next South Park episode.
I would love that.
I'm making that promise now. On behalf of AfterBuzz TV. Obviously ziplining, boring, but also terrifying. And there's a lot of potential for danger.
Exactly.
That's why I think the whole tension of it works so well, of that sort of the reality show conceit. But ultimately there's no real payoff. The only real danger we have is Cartman's Diarrhea, which is very grossly displayed in this episode. They take a little bit. This is a thing that they do, and I shouldn't be alive. And they cut in and do all these sort of weird animations of the things that happen in the body, and so they start that off with the process of becoming bored, which is what's happening to Stan.
I loved that part,
which was
by the
really,
way.
I was like, that's...
It's like the story of my life.
Yeah, that was really funny and really well described and done. And put me, got me into, okay, so they'll be doing this throughout the episode. And, of course, the next thing they choose to do it for is Cartman's digestive system. Because he had... What had he eaten? The Kung Pao chicken something from... Oh, Kung Pao chicken pasta from California Pizza Kitchen.
You got... What is it? The Del Taco, or was it Taco Bell?
It was Del Taco.
Del Taco.
And they were combining in his stomach when he started drinking the Mountain Dew. And then they follow Mountain Dew down Cartman's gullet into his stomach and show this and are deeply and descriptively getting into the biology of it.
Yes.
And how food works, which is disgusting. Your digestive system, the less you know about your digestive system, the better off you are. Because your body is disgusting. Yes. Anyway, after that disclaimer. So then, apparently, and I'm not sure if this biological fact is actually true or not, apparently the addition of sugar and caffeine to the horrible amalgam of Del Taco and Kung Pao chicken pasta from California Pizza Kitchen. Apparently, that combination produces gas, which
I could believe that.
I mean, that's probably true. And then and I'm like, oh no, I knew it was coming. You know, I knew it, and I both wanted it and didn't want it. And in hindsight, I didn't because they show the gas go up to the business end of his butthole, and then
with like,
show the display little bits of fecal matter, and then a little cloud of fart and fecal matter drifts up to Stan's nose, or Kyle's nose, and oh god, just that now that's what I'm gonna think of whenever I smell someone having farted.
No.
Like that's it. Like that's gonna be in there forever. But it doesn't get better from there. No, dear listener, it gets worse because that Cartman switches from regular Mountain Dew to Double Dew, twice the caffeine and sugar of Mountain Dew. And that addition causes the bile to break down an Arby's sandwich that he had. And this is in the middle of the emergency level boredom. Right between, is it right before they jump ship for the horseback riding, I think?
Oh, gosh, it has to.
I think so. And
can't even think about that.
So, Cartman's Arby's experience comes back on him. And produces with the combination of the Double Dew,
Diet Double Dew.
No, it was Double Dew at first.
Oh,
forces quick digestion and turns his fecal matter into a brown paste. They said that was a thing. They said it was disgusting.
Of course.
And then sprays that matter into his pants.
Yes. And then he denies it.
And then he denies
kind
it.
of thinking about it like, no.
Did you shit your pants, Cartman? No.
Yeah.
There's no reason. There's no viable reason to deny shitting yourself. If you shit yourself, it's gonna come out that you shit yourself.
Literally.
And it's gonna be worse than admitting it.
There we go.
You know, so that's a lesson for all of you out there who frequently shit yourselves. I think we have a pretty large, newly potty trained listenership.
Let's hope so.
So just own up, kids, when you shit yourself.
Or where it depends.
Or where it depends, and no one ever needs to know. Like, what's her face? Lisa Renner? Is that her name?
What happened?
I don't know. She was in a Depends commercial, I think.
Oh.
Which was weird. So then Cartman switches to Diet Double Dew, which is half the sugar and calories of Double Dew. Which
so it's just regular
Mountain Dew. And again, that combination is producing horrible
bodily functions.
Things.
Is that how we're gonna say?
They send him to take a dump in the woods, and he says, if I crap in the woods, the blood will attract beavers. Now, I want to dissect all of the things wrong with that statement. First, beavers are herbivores. They are not drawn to blood. They consume plant life and, cut down trees with their teeth. Yeah. That's really it. Two, so Cartman's going to shit blood and he knows it.
Do you really know? Is there some? I don't think so.
I don't think you know.
Okay, so
that's coming.
Well, that's why that's wrong with that statement. Okay.
But still, though, that's horrible. That means that he has. I mean, I imagine a guy like Cartman knows, because I imagine he's had experience shitting blood.
Because he has such a great diet of cheesy brews.
Yeah, his diet is really. That's exactly the kind of diet that is going to make you shit blood.
Correct.
And I can only imagine that shitting blood is a terrifying experience, folks.
I can only imagine. Yes.
don't live like Cartman. And
Stop
then
eating cheesy poos.
and then they have him shit off the side of a boat. And this was a terrifying little image because they cut at the end. The last segment of the whole show was a live action segment, which was
Right. We got to talk about that later. Yeah.
weird.
Is
but
that not the weirdest thing
Yeah.
you've ever seen?
I can't like.
How did they look like in human form? That
Yeah.
was crazy.
Why didn't they get like the real life Cartman guy from that internet meme from a while back? The guy sitting on the subway with his red jacket and blue and yellow hat.
Why didn't they find him?
I don't know. Anyway, live action Cartman has to lean off the side of the boat and then. And this was the worst part. They didn't use like an After Effects thing. They used a practical special effect for this. And he just held a hose between his legs and they just blasted brown water out of it into and this is great. Into the marina at Marina Del Rey.
Beautiful Marina Del Rey.
Like, because that looks like a lake in Colorado. I mean, that's what lakes in Colorado look like, right? With the palm
guess so,
trees
do
and
it.
the high-rise condos and all of that. And the no mountains in the immediate distance. Anyway, that's among the grossest things I've ever seen on television.
I would say, especially that it was a human arena. I
Yeah.
feel like cartoons, it's kind of like not as gross,
Yeah.
but when it's like a human reenactment, it
And it's
just,
just
like, makes things so freaking gross.
Ugh. and then they end that whole segment with a live action Mr. Hanky, which was just
It looked so real, though.
oh god, it looked like a turd sitting on the boat.
Yeah. And then I love like how it was just like a turd, and then it's like, "Hi guys," or whatever he
Yeah.
says. It's like not even.
Anyway, let's get into less disgusting
Okay,
areas
let's do that.
before I have my own personal disgusting moment all over this microphone. So they're in this tour group, an incredibly boring tour group.
Yes.
And just they nail the heart of what is so horrible about other people. You know, like being around people I don't know and have
Right.
nothing in common with except
That's
being
what
in
I'm
a
saying.
place.
And they're all like usually boring people. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You never get the cool, like crazy people. That are
Right,
awesome.
because those people are doing things more interesting than ziplining.
Of course.
Especially ziplining in, a Denver
Colorado.
suburb.
Yeah.
But let's see. My personal favorite thing is and to make a long story short, because I know people who make long stories short frequently, and have done no such thing as make a long story short.
I agree. That was the funniest part.
And
Liars.
that's, oh my God, I hate you. If you say to make a long story short, you are a liar, you are a hypocrite, and you are a thief, to be perfectly honest.
a time thief. The worst
Time
kind of thief.
Yeah.
You can't sue for that.
You are the worst. and know that about yourself. But also, and it's there's like a lot of tiny little touches in that tour group that I thought were terrific. The one guy, he was in like a black tank top and had a really horrible tribal tattoo on his shoulder. That was hilarious. And that they're all like old people.
That's what I was gonna say. Telling their stories
Yeah.
of ye old, whenever.
And the face they were making was like this perfectly triangular smile they had the whole time. And just the fat guy, like, I want to learn about the biology of
That's
this
the
tree.
one I was gonna say. I wanted to just punch that guy.
Have
'Cause
you
in
ever?
college? Yeah.
Have you ever been on a tour like that? You know.
I was like, why do you want to learn?
Yeah, it's like okay, I get it. I'm here to look at the campus, and mostly my tour experience is college tours, and it's like I want to
Okay,
look at the
mine too.
campus. Yeah, I want to look at the campus and then learn stuff from packets. I can read. I gained the ability to read. So why don't you and stop asking questions? And I hate tour groups. I hate people who go into tour groups. And I mean,
That's how you
chances
should
are,
go
if we
do it.
haven't met, I hate you. Anyway, we need to cut to our little old AfterBuzz TV commercial break, folks.
AfterBuzz TV. Hi, I was once like you, a lazy, angry loner whose only joy was watching TV and surfing the net. And, like you, after I'd see one of my favorite TV shows, I'd be so excited and have so many questions that I'd actually have to talk to my douchebag coworkers about it at the water cooler. Then I discovered AfterBuzzTV.com. AfterBuzz TV produces after-show webcasts and podcasts for TV series of all kinds, like post-game wrap-up shows for all your favorite TV shows. AfterBuzz TV hosts are industry insiders who break down episodes of shows, take calls from fans, and interview cast and crew from each series, with over 60 different after shows, from Boardwalk Empire to American Idol to Vampire Diaries to Real Housewives, and more. Now, after a night of TV, I can ignore my stupid coworkers, who I hate, and go straight to my desk and watch or listen to all my favorite AfterBuzz TV after shows, and have all the TV fan interaction I need. Thank you, AfterBuzz TV.
AfterBuzz TV. What do you want to buzz about?
Hey, folks, and we're back.
We are back.
That's a sexy little commercial, except for that middle bit where that guy's complaining about everything.
I like the bounce.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a little bit porny.
Yeah.
So, we're just going to sort of get into some of our stray observations about what we
Absolutely.
really loved about this episode.
Yes.
Because it was an episode that was sort of there were a lot of jokes sort of thrown at the wall in this, and that's sort of the thing. So, first off, the way the guy who's running the zipline tour talks and all of his weird little expressions, fresh nar.
What is nar,
I
dude?
don't know.
Yeah.
I guess it's like ziplining awesomeness. I'm assuming it's short for gnarly,
Oh my god.
you know?
Okay.
But it's still stupid. And also, shaka bra.
That's what the bra, and I was like, you
Ugh.
should have done the real shocker, not the
The
little
shocker.
Hawaii. Yes, I would have done the real shocker. Yes.
Well, this is actually called shaka. Like, this hand symbol is actually shaka.
I thought it was like what do you hang
Well,
ten or something?
this is
dude.
hang loose. If
Oh.
you twist it, it's hang loose. This is shaka. I think it's like a Polynesian
Cool.
term, so I think that's sort of where the like the surferness of it came.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah. Oh, we didn't really get to discuss Stan's guilt the whole
Oh,
time.
he was so guilty.
And I mean, with every right. I mean, he killed Kenny, the bastard.
You bastards.
Also, the live action version of them shouting, "You killed Kenny, you bastards."
That was so
Oh,
dramatic.
God, that was great. That was
Really touched me. Yeah.
really, it was touching.
Yeah.
It's, you know,
Over a nano.
yeah. Over an iPod, a 5th generation iPod Nano. What a world.
Those are the worst.
Now, I know, Kyra, you were pretty excited about how this episode wrapped up.
And if you
Yes.
wanted to buy a Nano, just going
If
off
you
the
wanted-
Nano
That's
thing,
right.
you would go to right here on the AfterBuzzTV.com website. You go to the Amazon banner, and you would get the Nano that you wanted.
Get that
mean-
Nano.
Smart.
I mean, definitely getting a Nano is great, but don't sell out your friends for it. Buy it through Amazon.
Buy it through AfterBuzzTV.com and the Amazon thing. You got it. You're so smart over there, you guys.
Thank you.
We know we do what we can.
Get your Nano.
That's right. Do it.
And so the way that it ends, the whole San Diego thing, I mean, come on. That just goes back from last episode. We were just talking about how
Yep.
we want them to bring it back and how San Diego should really use that in their whole tourism
San Diego
thing.
really does need to hop on this and really
God, yes.
really sell themselves as the place where you can go to jack off naked.
I like it. And most people do it because just a little tidbit. Did you know in San Francisco they had a jacking off competition?
Interesting.
I don't know the rules, but now they can expand to San Diego.
That's right. San Francisco jacking off competition. Bring yourselves on down to San Diego. They're real open to all of that stuff. My last little observation that I just wanted to point out is that Mr. Hanky has his own jetliner, which is a 737.
I loved that.
That was hilarious.
And what was the train called again? It
Oh,
was
the
like
Poochoo
There
Express
you
or
go.
something like that. Oh,
Don't
man.
we love puns?
Poop puns are the best. So South Park, if you're watching, more poop puns,
Thank you.
please. So now, I think, folks, it's time for us to get some creepy theremin music going and get into the predictions.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV
I mean, I don't really. This isn't. This was such a one-off episode. You know, there's no way it connects in with the general storyline. But I do predict. I think there's an episode next week because I think they'd do 7, and this is episode 6. So next week we'll probably get like the first part of a 2-parter. You know.
I hope they don't do that because I just can't wait that long.
Ooh.
Yeah, okay, but yeah, so 2-parter.
That's what I'm predicting. I mean, I also don't want it, but
I don't want it either. I will agree with that prediction, actually.
Yeah, that's
it's a way to keep us hooked.
That's definitely something they'll do to us. Anyway, folks, that's about our time for this week on the South Park podcast. Thank you for listening.
Thank you.
I'm John Barrett.
I'm Kyra Batte.
Where can they find you on the anywhere? Is there anything you'd like to plug? Where can folks find you?
Find me on Facebook and Twitter and my website, and you can even email me at Gmail. Everything's Kyra Batte. That's Kyra, B as in boy, ATTE.
So find her. Find her on Twitter, Facebook, Gmail, and her website.
Anything.
Find me on Twitter at JDuganBarrett. And find me on Tumblr at bopmarykill.tumblr.com. Folks, this has been another lovely episode of South Park. Thanks for watching and listening. Catch us next week. Same bat time, same bat channel.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.